So what's going on, y'all? Y'all? We're gonna try this again, honey. I lost my connection, but we are talking about Insecure season 4, episode 8. So I'm like I said earlier, I am shook for those who was watching live earlier. I like this episode of Insecure. I feel like Natasha did a really good job who plays Kelly. She did a really good job playing like sis wrote this episode. It was better than last week's episode. Last week's episode with Molly, the writing wasn't all that good and the cinematography wasn't that good, but I can't think of his name. The guy who plays Lawrence, Jay Ellis, was the one who directed this episode. I mean, last week's episode. So it was like, it wasn't all that good to me. Just kind of, it wasn't giving that. So we were talking about the date. Issa is sitting down with Lawrence, and Lawrence has a question. Lawrence has a question for Issa. Question, tell me what you think about us. But he can't really get to the question because things are going on. It's too loud. The girls are having a Lizzo party, everything. They get in this Uber and head to the next place. And the Uber driver trying to figure out, y'all a couple. Let me tell you something. I can't stand no talking Uber driver. Girl, I would have asked her to be quiet. That is a real situation. I don't like no talking Uber driver. I ain't been in no Uber in a minute since this pandemic. But I do not feel like talking to no Uber driver. I want to say I'm proud of Lawrence. You very rarely do you see men admit that they, instead of taking responsibility, he pushed the blame on her because that was easier. Kermit Twig, you would be okay with Lawrence. I think Lawrence might be playing a game with Issa. I feel like he might be stroking his ego a little bit. Do y'all feel like that? Do y'all feel like that Lawrence is almost like stroking his ego with Issa? I feel like that. Like he was texting Condola on the thing, like, why would you try to meet up with Condola on the evening that you are trying to talk to Issa? The only reason why I can see Lawrence doing that is because he wants the backup plan just in case. I think he did that to have a backup plan just in case Issa wasn't interested in doing anything else. Like, I think that's what it was given. You can tell that Lawrence wanted to continue the night with Issa, but he wants to, like, we didn't been there before. We didn't did something to some of us. We have a backup plan just in case the one don't work out. Girl, come on. Sheree said, honey, summer, spring, fall, you got to have you a backup plan, honey. You got to have but I don't trust Lawrence. I don't trust Lawrence. Lawrence asking the question, like, what do you think we would be if things worked out? Where do you think we would be? Like, even him making a joke about the ring and stuff. And Lawrence liked that. Lawrence liked that whole car scene. He loved that car scene. He loved it because it made, like, it just kind of stroked him a little bit. Yeah, like, we a good couple. We all of that. And it's kind of trying to like figure Issa out how Issa wants it. Like how she feels about the relationship or whatever they got going on. What's going on, Chris? I think Lawrence sees a window that he didn't before he had the combo with Issa and wants to explore that. I'm not sure about Lawrence's ego. Lawrence's ego is too bad. I think the reason why he was hurt, like he is fixated on Issa being with anybody else. Like he was like, I don't really mind him being pressed about Daniel. But it's clear that Issa's not talking to Daniel. Like, she's not dating him or whatever. But he was shook because Daniel is fine. Like, he's fine. And TSA Bay is fine too, child. He's definitely fine. Like, I would definitely sniff his booty. But when he met TSA Bay, he didn't have no, like, he felt like, oh, like, this is the dude. Like, this is who you dating. It was given that. And Chris, we were talking about earlier, from me seeing TSA Bay bump into them and Issa act like she was scared, made me feel uncomfortable. It made me feel uncomfortable because, like, sometimes folks do that. Like, oh, you were a fat dude? Oh, I know. Like, you downgraded. That's what it was giving me, like, comparing, like, Issa just being nervous or whatever, and then him just being loud, and people were just saying, oh, well, she might have been embarrassed because he was loud. He wasn't loud when you was out here pressing his buttons. He was loud then. You didn't have no problem with it. He like you was out there drinking his Hennessy and stuff. You was good with it then, but now you embarrassed. I don't like it. And like Insecure does not do a good job with their fat characters. All the fat characters are loud. All the fat characters are loud, and they're there for the comedic relief. I'm tired. Like that part was triggering for me. I think I even did a video about being the ugly friend. I'm not sure if I'm gonna release it because it was too much. But girl, I don't like that. I didn't like you ashamed of this dude. Like, no, that was not. And then the way Lawrence was carrying on, like I didn't like it. I just didn't like it at all. But this episode was free flowing. Like I don't feel like it. I feel like the episode was just coming. Like it was flowing. It was flowing through like it was no issue. The episode was so easy flowing and comfortable. The writer made the episode feel yes. The writing made it seem as though, girl, it was continuously going, like it was, yes, it was organic, like everything was flowing. Natasha Kelly, see when you give fat folks a chance. Natasha, who plays Kelly, wrote this episode. She did a great job. In the car, the Uber scene, Q. Them getting to the next restaurant. Them getting to I love no eggshells. I want to know the truth. But Lawrence, like I said, Lawrence was hurt. I feel like Lawrence was hurt that she smashed Daniel. He's like, just what did he have that I didn't have? And I promise you, had Issa would have said that the sex was better, the sex was spectacular. Had Issa would have said that it was better, like Lawrence would have fell apart. Sis would have fell apart. People love fat men as a fetish, but when it comes to the public relationships, be dragging the girl. Look, Michael, talk about it. They do that. Like that's what that happens. Like, and I've had that before. People even do their fat friends like that. They do their fat friends like that. So I just wasn't here for that whole thing. Yeah, the lighting on this episode was really good. What else happened? Like, they sit down and talking. Condola sends a text message. Condola said, "Are you come through just to put it down on you? You make me want to give." Condola, what y'all think Condola wanted? Condola didn't get no answer. She said, "Okay, you coming through?" Condola didn't get no. She was like, "Girl, I'm finna call." Like, Condola was pressed boots. The girls were saying that Condola was pregnant. The girls are saying that Condola is pregnant. Y'all think she pregnant? She better not be pregnant. I don't want that type of energy. Don't say it. No, she can't be pregnant. Condoleezza Rice cannot be pregnant. She can't be pregnant, y'all. I don't want her to be pregnant. I want her to leave. But y'all know, Lowkey, I want Issa and Lawrence to get back together. I don't know. It's just seeing their chemistry, seeing the way they talk to each other, how they finish it. It was just so beautiful. The energy, the chemistry. And when Issa said, "What if I don't want to go?" Baby, when Issa told Lawrence at the end of the night, "I don't want to go. I don't want to go now." Oh, I was like, Issa, don't submit. Don't submit to this man, Issa. Don't submit to this man. But it stroked Lawrence's ego. He liked it. And he was like, "I don't know." Like, he was still thinking about, let me tell you something. Let me, if I was just having a conversation with somebody, if it was just a conversation I need to have with somebody, and the night was flowing like that, and everything was going spectacular, if that night was going like that, and all I was going over there to was to have a conversation with somebody about like some drama, I would have counseled and said, "Girl, I'm gonna meet up with you tomorrow." That's what I would have did. But it's got to be something real, real important. Either she is pregnant, or they was about to shaboink. Maybe they was about to shaboink. I think they was about to shaboink. I believe they was about to shaboink. I don't think sis pregnant. I think they was about to shaboink. And he was like, you know what? You know, I think I'm gonna have to ride with Issa. I'm gonna have to ride with Issa. Like the energy and the vibe was right, and the scenes were beautiful. They was making love. It was beautiful. But girl, y'all not said consequence. But Lawrence knew what he was doing when he told that Lyft driver. He said, "Oh, give her about 5 minutes. I want her to see the apartment." Girl, he was trying to get her in the house. He was trying to get her in the house. He did that to get her in the house. I see you, Lawrence. He did that to get her in the house, because once they get you in the house, that's it. Like, he was trying to make it easy for her to come in, because Issa wasn't going to reveal herself and say, no, well, I don't think it was one of the sites. Issa wasn't going to like ask to come in. Like, he knew Issa wasn't going to ask. But Issa asked, she said, what if I don't want to go? All I can say, but damn, Issa, like Issa. Lawrence is, I know you fear him, you love him, you care about him, but you can't, you got to make him work for it. He got to prove himself. He got to, Issa, Lawrence needs to prove himself first. Like, girl, he needs to prove himself that he is interested. Like, the chemistry and stuff ain't enough. It like you're gonna have to give me more than that. Like, and then as soon as he said, I don't know, like, he was like, but I don't know. But she cheated on him. Yeah, she was cheating on him, Cherie. She cheated on him because he wasn't doing nothing but sitting on that couch. You're the best man I ever known. She was like, I'm staying, and you don't need a condom. Oh, no condom, no. She should have made him work for this cooch. I would have made him work for the cooch. I was like, you know what? No eggs, like, we're not gonna walk on no eggshells. I would have said, sis, tell me what you think about me. I would have asked him, like, what is this, Lawrence? Because me and you we didn't went. I don't want to go down the wrong road. What's going on? And I knew Issa was gonna hear canola oil on the phone. She should have asked. I don't know. They said they're not doing the condom stuff. Like, I don't care. Even if they ain't, I mean, straight folks, y'all don't be using no condoms. Y'all nasty. That's why y'all over populating the earth anyway. But Lawrence his ego was attacked. When Issa started telling him hard truth, she said that, you know, there were sometimes I just drove around because I didn't want to come home. Baby, Lawrence was hurt. Lawrence was like, he was hurt. He had to sip that yak. Lawrence had to sip that yak, honey. He had to sip that yak because that had hurt him, honey. It had hurt his ego. It hurt his ego, child. It hurt his ego. Like, it really brought, it kind of like, child, listen. I feel like his ego got some points when he found out that TSA babe was like they were smashing. He was happy about that. He was very happy. Men ain't nothing. They ain't nothing. What else, y'all? Tell me what else y'all got going on. This is not Spade. Lauren doesn't get to have one, and impossible. Yeah, why y'all think canola oil is pregnant? I don't think canola oil is pregnant. Okay, so answer this question. Would y'all have stayed the night if y'all was Issa? Or would you have got your stuff and you would have got your quickie and bang, bang, bang and left? What you would have did? Would y'all have stayed the night, or y'all would have went home? I would have left. Stay ready said, stay ready with Q said, girl, I would have got my shaboink and gone, honey. Stay ready said, girl, no quickie, honey. Nope, I'm out of 3,000. Yes, I would have stayed. Tavarshe Jones said I would have stayed. Romantic said would have stayed. Sayana said put a panel to the side and slide through. That's what's up. I would have stayed. Dummer said the move. I would have stayed. Yeah, the move was good though, but but Lawrence is such. I don't like it. Like, he went outside to text Condola. He could have just ignored her. But you know what? I would have been shook if Condola would have showed up to the house, girl, on the mess foods. Grit. Keisha, you would have stayed and made some grits. I think Lawrence piped that good, girl. I don't know about no grits. We got some a biscuit sandwich from Chick-fil-A or something. Maybe that. What else? I don't know. I don't think I would. I don't know. I'm not sure if I would have stayed. I don't know, but sometimes the vibe be right. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. I probably would have stayed. I would have stayed. But girl, my conscience would be telling me, girl, you don't get your ass out of here. So is there anything else that we missed in this episode? What else happened? There was a couple of things that happened, but it's like the episode was smooth, transitions was cute, loved it. It was some really good. But Lawrence is he an F boy. I have to say, like, do y'all think it's closure? Do you think it might be closure? I don't think this is giving me closure, T. I think this is giving me open. But it might be closure. Because when sis left, when she left, she said, girl, I'm good. She told like Lawrence was like, you know what? Can I take you home? Can I take you? So I can take you home. She said, oh girl, I can handle myself. I can walk. I got this. She said, I got this. She put them hooker boots on and she pushed on to the house, honey, and she was walking down memory lane. Or was she leaving memory lane, honey? What was it? She left. She left Lawrence. Didn't make him no grits. Did she even hand him a towel? Did she get a towel? Like, what's going on? She left. I don't know if y'all peep. He called her, and I think it was to see if his number was still saved. Or you know what, Ashley? It was. I think Lawrence is very sneaky. I think he definitely called to see if he had a ringtone. Was the number still saved? What the name say? What was the picture? Baby, Lawrence is sneaky. He wants his ego stroke. I'm not a fan. I am not a fan. I burned the Best Buy shirt down. She did strut, honey. She said, come on and get this. 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 Girl, sweeter than a honey bun. Hey, get it jumping like double dutch. Girl, I know how to get to the peen. Girl, she got to the peen shop. I ain't like the boots you had on Issa. F-boy vibes. That's what I was getting to, Dumbo. Me and you see each other. We see each other. Believe you, just straight from a dude we don't need to know all the time. Girl, okay. Did y'all see the snippet for next episode? Next episode was giving me, let's meet up. Honestly, I envy next week's episode because I wish I would have had that in my past friendship. I wish I would have had a moment to talk to my friend and get some type of something. Like I'm like next week gonna be kind of hard for me, girl, because girl, she gonna be kind of hard, honey. But I'm glad that Molly looked good. Her outfit looked cute, honey. That outfit looked cute, but Molly seems to be upset. We don't know how Issa feels, but Issa, like, okay, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. A lot of y'all seem to be Team Issa. And I really don't think I am Team Issa. I think I am Team Molly. And I say I'm Team Molly because I understand what Molly is going through. I'm going to explain to y'all a little bit. So let's get into it, girl. We're going to talk about it, honey. I think both of them have their faults. But after looking at some evidence and paying attention and stuff, I think it is true that Issa is escaping accountability. I think that Molly has tried to hold Issa accountable, and Issa don't want it. And my girl Latasha made a good point when she reviewed. Yeah, just Latasha, y'all check her out. She made a good point. She said when Issa was on the phone after her event, she said that she was bringing up the point when the phone calls were coming through for Issa, when the folks were calling her. Every time it got to something that might be some responsibility or something, she just like, nope, I ain't interested. The whole episode was supposed to be a self-care, like Sunday and stuff. Like, she's just gonna do stuff for herself. She cleaned up her house. She did what she wanted to do. But it seemed like she was escaping some type of accountability. When her brother said, "Girl, why you invite your mama?" She hung up the phone. When her intern asked, "Hey, girl, we got some folks that ain't paid. What we gonna do?" She was like, "Oh, hang up." Like she did when she was on them voice. She was not interested in nothing. I think that Molly was trying. I love Just Latasha. I love Just Latasha. I just got to texting with her just a second ago. I think that both of them are like messed up, but I think if anything, I've seen a lot of more growth with Molly. I think that Molly has a right to be upset at her friend because her friend did something disrespectful. Issa should have never. Issa should have never talked to whatever his name is. What's his name? Chad. And what's his name? Chad. She should have never talked to Chad or whatever the boy name is and asked him to, asked him for help. Even if he did offer Nathan, that's his name, Nathan. I don't know why I keep wanting him to call him Chad. I think he remind me of it, Chad. But she should have never she should have never asked Nathan for anything. She should have never done that. I think that was disrespectful. Why? Okay. Now I'm gonna take it back a little bit. Molly could have asked Andrew to help, but that's not like. I think a lot of us seem to think that we're always supposed to like be there for our friends. I'm trying to explain because there's a lot going on. Let me back. So people are saying that I can't look at y'all comments. People are saying that it was okay for Issa to call Nathan. It was okay for Issa to call Nathan because Nathan is Issa's friend. But Nathan used his connect with his friend, Andrew, to hook Issa up. Now, here is my issue. Issa know that she wasn't cool with Molly at the time. She knew she wasn't messing with her. She knew she wasn't. She was like, I ain't messing with her. Molly made it clear, say, I'm not interested in putting my man in the middle of that. I just not want to do that. That's not called networking. I ain't calling it. To me, that came off as, you know how you ask your mama, can I spend the night over such and such house? Can I spend the night over what's the name house this weekend? And mama say no. And then you go and ask daddy. And daddy says yes, but you ain't told daddy that mama said no. You don't do that. You don't do that. Like, because at the end, Nathan was still used. And that's a conflict of interest. You don't do that. If I tell you, hey, I don't want my man I don't want my man to be involved in that, you can't go around and ask somebody else. And you can't, like, your friend's stuff is not your other friend's responsibility. Like, your friends can help you out, but sis, what's the name need to understand? Issa needs to understand, like, we need to understand that both of them are in two different tax brackets. It is not Molly's full-time job to make sure that Issa is financially secure all the time. No, girl, I ain't got to move on shit because this is my damn video. This is my shit. Like, it is, to me, it's the same. It's the same thing. Like, you don't go and ask somebody else for some help. Like, I wish y'all ass would ask my damn man for something after I just said no. I wish the hell you would I wish you would go ask. Y'all crazy as hell to go behind you crazy as hell to go behind, you gonna go, that's my boyfriend. We are in a relationship. How you gonna go ask somebody else? Like, that ain't right. That's not right, y'all. Y'all don't do no shit like that. Y'all know damn well y'all ain't doing it in no relationship. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Y'all know, girl, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. I ain't believing that with no women's. Y'all over here, y'all full of shit. Y'all full of, child, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. You're not a wife. What you mean you're not a wife? What you trying to say? I ain't got to be no wife. I know y'all ass ain't doing. I know y'all ain't doing that. So, okay, y'all will be okay if somebody did that to y'all husbands and y'all boyfriends. Y'all be okay with somebody doing that to y'all partner. Y'all okay with somebody like you telling somebody, you telling your friend, y'all is alive. I know y'all alive. Y'all ain't go, they are in a relationship. That's their relationship. Y'all is not letting no man, girl, y'all will be raising hell. Y'all is they lying. It's above. They are lying, girl. Y'all are lying. Y'all is not gonna let nothing like that go. Y'all is not. Your friend, you ain't doing that, girl. No, ma'am. Y'all barely be wanting y'all men to be liking pictures of some girl on Instagram. Girl, I ain't believing it. Girl, y'all. Both of them wrong. You know what, Chris? I believe you. I believe you very free flow. You'll be like, well, child, let's smash the friend together. You free flowing. But these women's in this chat, hell no. Hell no. They will be raising all type of hell had they friend ask their man somehow. Like, girl, please. Like somebody asking your man to borrow some money. Can you ask what's name to loan me $20? And then you go ask such and such, and then they ask them, girl, y'all be raising all type of hell. Child, y'all ain't telling me a lie, don't care who tell it. Someone asked for your sugar and you say no and lock the door and come in while you're not home. Okay, girl, what? It is the same. Like that's disrespectful to the relationship. That's disrespectful to the relationship. You don't do that. If somebody tell you no, like unless Nathan did that, unless Nathan used his not his connect with Andrew, unless Nathan if Nathan would have did something and found somebody, that would have been good. That would have been okay. But him still reaching out to what's the name was disrespectful. And if Issa knew that Andrew was being used, she should have said, no, I don't want to get my friend involved in that. I'm gonna respect it. You got to respect boundaries. You got to respect boundaries. That's not it. Like you got to respect boundaries. I believe in boundaries, and you get to choose what it is. If I tell you I'm not comfortable with that, you don't get to tell me, well, I don't know about that. Well, I'm gonna find. That's not it. It don't matter if she was hating or not. That's her boundary. You don't get to determine what her boundary is. It doesn't. But Andrew was impressed. But Andrew apologized, and he knew that was wrong. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. That's disrespectful, y'all. Come on now. I think Andrew knew Molly, but at the end of the day, Andrew's allegiance is to Molly. It is not to no Issa. It is not to no Issa. Like Andrew apologized to calm Molly down. No, I think Andrew was being honest. I think he was being he recognized like this boundary. But her boundary, she stated, wasn't the boundary she actually angered. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when. You don't get to tell me what my boundary is. You don't get to define if my boundary is important or not. You don't get to define that. Like I set my boundary. If I say I'm not comfortable with that, you have to accept that. Like I'm not. You don't get to. That's some. Girl, I'm looking at y'all kind of sideways that y'all think y'all will go talk to somebody else's friend to get like, girl. Issa did cross a boundary, but Molly didn't want to ask. She felt the way about Issa not supporting her. But how can you say that though? How can you say that? How can you say that? Like we already know that Molly ain't the best with her relationships. She been struggling with relationships. She been struggling since she been self-sabotaging all her relationships. All of them. So maybe she said, you know what, I'm gonna do this one different. But we can't make a determination to say a person was hating or whatever. We can't say, we don't know what's in that person's mind. It doesn't matter if she was hating or whatever her excuse was, that's her boundary. But see, you can't say that because you don't know what's inside that person's mind. You can't, oh, well, that girl hate, I'm gonna do it anyway. That's not right. That's not right. What was it, Molly's problem with Issa, really? Honestly, I can't remember as of right now what the problem is. I think it's just a communication thing. I think the communication has been breaking down. And I really think they've just been outgrowing the friendship. Molly don't need a scapegoat if Nathan starts acting funny now, letting her relationship grow again organically. Listen, and I'm going to tell y'all this. The argument that I'm making about Issa using folks has came up in that episode. That episode where Molly was, where Issa woke up with, a user, you be using folks. That whole episode, she was trying to do redemption. She was trying to do redemption. She was doing stuff just because. Even Mira told her, hey girl, I don't know about that. When has Issa used somebody? She used a couple of times. She did use a couple of times. She is like, hey, if somebody told me right now, but Justin, I think you such and such, and I don't believe it. I'm not out here doing no redemption trying to what's the name. I ain't doing. I'm like, girl, that ain't me. I was like, girl, I don't know what the hell you talking about. I don't know where that came from. I don't know what she's talking about. But throughout the whole episode, even the mirror told her, like, girl, you need to call her. You wrong. Even her mirror self told her that she was wrong. That's called reflecting, because her ass was dead ass wrong. Yes, Issa requires being saved too much. Like, even in the store, like folks were saying, oh, Molly should have paid for Issa's food. I can't come out and save my best friend every day. Like, what the hell? Like, buying their groceries, they a damn bill. Like, that's not my job. Like, there'll be sometimes when me and my friends go out and they ain't got no coin. And I'll be like, well, girl, I got you. Girl, I got you this weekend. I got you. But sometimes even when your friend offers, you got to say, you know what, girl? I'm good, girl. I don't want to keep like taking your money and stuff. Like, you can't be your friend's liability like that. Your friends are supposed to be helping you, but they are not supposed to be responsible for your responsibilities. I didn't say that Issa asked for groceries to be paid, but folks were saying that how can Molly be making as much money and letting Issa not be able to pay for her groceries? People have brung that up. Like, Issa always having emergencies. Like, Issa always, she always can't pay for something. Lights being cut off. Like, it's always something. It's always something. She always needs the help. Like, can I stay with you? Can I do this? Like, Issa is grown as hell. Like, she grown. Like, girl, like, what's the tea? No friend is perfect, and one character imperfection is no worse than. I definitely agree with that. How long do you carry a person? Like, they are two different places in their careers, and it does present issues in friendships. It does. Trust me. Definitely. I've been there before. It definitely, like, when I was Issa. Like, I had friends that were making way more money than me, that was doing real good financially, but they helped me a couple of times. But I can't, like, every time I'm late on a bill, or every time I need something, I couldn't call them and say, hey, girl, I'm late again. Like, I can't. You're not supposed to do that to your friends. Not saying Issa does that, but she's done it in other ways. Like, this is really important to me. Yes, girl, and this is important to me. Like, I would have rather for Issa to say, girl, look, this man, I need you to take a look at this contract. This man ain't fulfilling. I had this artist signing up, and he bought the contract, so I need you to help me. I'm pretty sure that Molly would say, girl, like, she even asked about the contract. And I'm gonna tell you this: sometimes friends don't mind using folks, and friends know they're being used, and they stay in a relationship knowing they're being used. They know it, and people be telling them, like, girl, you being used this relationship. Are you getting something? The girl has had her own place for a minute. Yeah, but only because she's working a job. She working and even she messing up at her job. Like, she ain't got no job. She's staying there, I think, rent free because she's the super. She the tenant or whatever the hell. She the person tenant, leasing officer. I don't know what the hell. Your friendship with others should not be based off of you both in the struggle together. What about respect, honor, loyalty? She's a Black creator. There are going to be struggles financially at times. Oh, trust me, Olivia, I know, girl. I've been there. Molly was mad because she thought Issa wasn't paying her attention. It was selfish. Oh, Thanksgiving, she had an attitude and was projecting a bunch of instances of miscommunication. Now, I definitely think that Molly was hurt. She been trying to have conversations with Molly. Like, Molly been trying to have a conversation with Issa, and Issa been kind of putting her off a little bit. And she knew she wasn't coming. Issa knew she wasn't going to the Thanksgiving, so she should have said something from the beginning. So you doing all of these things. You don't want to hang out with your friend. You don't want to talk to him, all this, but now you need your friend help. Girl, come on now, y'all. Y'all know better. Like, come on now, y'all. Like, you ain't talking to me, you brother, but you need to ask for help to get your stuff together. That ain't right. That's not right. Molly wanted Issa to be there for her. I definitely agree. Issa was prioritizing her work, and Molly was prioritizing her man. Nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with Issa doing that with her job, like making sure her stuff is right. But girl, you can't be saying you prioritizing something, and then when somebody else say, well, I'm prioritizing this. I hate saying that word. And now you like, oh, girl, well, what? Girl, what? law of equal exchange. Like, girl, you can't be saying, well, I'm proud of her. Like, this is important to me. And when I'm telling you this is important, you're like, girl, why? That's not right. I don't think Issa was trying to sabotage us. I don't think Molly was trying to sabotage Issa's event. I think Molly was just like, girl, it's time for some tough love. Like, I've been there for you too many times. Like, girl, you need to figure this shit out. Issa went too far telling Molly that she wanted her to fail. Yeah. Molly does need help, but it ain't no financial help. She needs some mental help. Like, girl, yes. Molly does do it all the time. I ain't gonna lie about that. She do it all the time to Andrew, but Andrew puts up with it. Andrew puts up with it. But I'm gonna tell y'all, even this, the hot takes on Issa being the trash friend, even the writers of the show don't agree with that. They wrote articles, they did interviews, and they even said and agreed that Issa is trying to avoid accountability. Like, they said that in the after show. So even the writers are saying that the folks who are like really supporting and saying they team Issa, like, they like, girl, Issa is not the one. Like, Molly ain't the one wrong. Like, you have the writers of the show come out defending Molly. So, well, that's a given. And Molly ain't her mama. But I enjoyed this conversation. This be their fault. Issa and Molly both had hurt feelings. Instead of talking about each other, they're expressing it to Kelly and Madison. Girl, it happens. Happened with my friendship. Everybody was talking to everybody but each other. The block party was not the place for Molly to air out her grievances. It sure was not. Sure was not. What's her name was dead wrong. Molly was dead wrong for that in that moment. But I think Molly was just so pissed off. Like, girl, you didn't did it again. You didn't did it again. Like, but sometimes you be angry. You just like, girl, fuck it. Like, sometimes you can't control it with no stuff like that. But I definitely don't think it's the right place. But do you think that Issa would have answered the phone and talked about it? Because Issa has been escaping accountability throughout the season. So do you think she would have admitted that she was wrong or whatever? Like, girl, what? Even when I don't agree with you, I still love you. Keep up the work. Thank you, Missy. I can't wait till next episode. This was a good conversation. I had a wonderful time talking to y'all and chatting with y'all. I'm going to call it a night, honey. I'm glad that we got to take our minds off of everything that's going on. I got the news on. I love y'all. Y'all make sure y'all being safe. If you out, doing your protests and stuff, make sure you staying safe as possible, doing what you got to do. COVID is still here, so make sure you wash your hands. Doing all this stuff you got to do. If you got medication, I'm going to pop my big target before I go to bed. Honey, keep your T cells up the park. I love y'all, honey. Thank y'all for making my night. I really enjoyed it. This was fun. To all the Team Issas and Team Mollies, I love y'all, honey. Talk to y'all later. Bye.